Jambo, jambo bwana, habari gani? Nzuri sana. Wageni wakaribishwa Kenya yetu, hakuna matata. Jambo, jambo bwana, habari gani? Nzuri sana. Wageni wakaribishwa Kenya yetu, hakuna matata.
Wow, I love Tsavo. The landscape keeps on changing. So I would definitely say Tsavo is the place to be, and if you want to stay in a nice place, definitely Finchaton's is the place.
My name is Richard Diego, and you're welcome to Tsavo Finchaton's. This is Tsavo West, 9,065 kilometers square, which is very big, and it is so dense. And we have big five. So leopard, lion, rhino, and buffaloes, and elephant.
I consider him the epitome of Zambia.
There is no Zambia without KK.
I regard him or consider him in the class of Nelson Mandela, Martin Luther King.
He's a living legend, I must say. He's a living legend.
I have to give it to the old man. He doesn't know, if that's the right term, when to quit. Because he just goes and goes. After office, it's like he never left.
I just thank God, young man, that he has made it possible for me to live this long and be able to help reshape this nation into something Wonderful.
In the first round of beatings, Wangari got very severely injured. It's like they had targeted her. So she got hit on the head, she got hit on her back, everywhere.
You'd look at her at home and wonder, is this the same person? Because she's so gentle and calm, like a dove at home. And then she gets out there and the passion for whatever issue it is of the day that she's concerned about. You know, she'd really fight hard.
Wangari had the best smile, and she maintained it to the last minute.
He was a charismatic man with a gift of the gab. He spoke damn well when he addressed a public meeting. He could electrify the crowd.
He would not sleep at State House because he said there were ghosts of white people and the frogs were cloaking. He thought they were saying he shouldn't be there.
Kenyatta legacy left the country on the right track.
All passengers departing on Kenya Airways first Dreamliner 787 to Paris, could you kindly board the aircraft through gate number 7 immediately? Thank you.
Hi, good evening. I'm assuming that you're all on my flight today and I'd like to welcome you on board. Sorry we're running a bit late, Nairobi roads, but welcome all on board, and I'll be glad to meet you while we're on board to talk more about the flight. As I introduce you to our Dreamliner. Thank you.
Captain Koki Mutungi.
Yeah.
This is an incredible story that I've been told that you're the first Black African female pilot of a Boeing Dreamliner. Is that true?
That's true.
And can you tell us a little bit about yourself? You were saying you've been flying for how long?
I've been with Kenya Airways 19 years now. Yeah, it's been quite a journey. Started with the Fokker 50, transitioned to the 737, 767, all as a first officer. Then I came back down and worked my way up as a captain. And here I am today.
And this is the first time you're sitting in front of the controls of this plane?
No, actually, I have flown it before with no passengers on board. This is the first time. It's the inaugural flight, as you know, so it's the first time we're getting to go with passengers. Yeah, Paris.
And tell me, I mean, you know, we've all been waiting for such a long time for the Dreamliners for Kenya Airways to take delivery. Is it as exciting for you as it is for...
It's a beautiful aircraft. It's amazing to fly. It's very modern, the most sophisticated airplane we have on the market right now. As you can see, it's just amazing.
And how different is it to like flying your first plane 19 years ago? I'm sure that was much more manual.
It is. I mean, this is a lot easier, I must say. Yeah, a lot easier. It does a lot of things for you. Though you still need to put your thinking cap on 3/4 of the time, working out stuff. But it's good.
Excellent. Yeah. So we're really grateful for the time you've given us. And we're really excited about your success and about the plane. Is there anything else you care to share with us today?
No, it's just I hope this is an inspiration to women, especially African women, to show them that anything is possible.
I'm so glad you said that. I was actually in Maputo last week, and Madame Lagarde of the IMF was saying the same thing.
Really?
Saying that, you know, the women component of Africa is so entrepreneurial and so powerful. So kudos to you. Where do you go next from here, you know?
Actually, from here, I mean, the only way is up. I mean, I'm thinking of starting a foundation for women, you know, empowering young girls, encouraging them to get into more technical careers. And yeah, that's the way forward.
Thank you so much, Captain.
Okay, very nice
Really,
meeting
I know
you.
you're under
I look
tight
forward to
deadline.
having you on board.
You will do, no doubt.
Okay.
Thank you so much. Nice to meet you. Take
Okay.
care. President Alain Berset, it's President of the Swiss Confederation. It's a real pleasure to have you here in Nairobi today. Karibu.
Thank you.
I thought I'd just ask a few sort of general questions before we dive into your visit. I was looking through your Twitter feed in the last few days.
Yeah.
I saw Hassan Rouhani sending you a congratulatory note. I saw some comments today about Africa, Switzerland, a new relationship. Tell us a little bit, Mr. President, where does Switzerland fit in to the modern world today? Is it a different Switzerland? Is it a new relationship? And how would you define it?
Well, it's a very interesting question. You know, it's always a question how is Switzerland at the moment? What kind of relation we have with other countries? As you know, Switzerland is a strong, open land. We are strong committed also not only in the bilateral relations but also on the multilateral level. We have also in Geneva a very important hub for multilateral contacts. And I think Switzerland has a very special role to play on the international level. We have a very long tradition in mediation, dialogue, sustaining and developing dialogue with other countries, and also on multilateral level.
It's wonderful to be here to be speaking to Lamine Manjiang, Chief Executive Officer of Standard Chartered in East Africa. Tell us about the big picture right now.
All right, thank you very much, Ali Khan. I think in terms of the macro picture, I think global growth really seems to have rebounded. We've seen the numbers from China, from Asia, from Africa. I think the IMF is forecasting about 3.3% growth globally.
This initiative, which of course we are on the periphery. I'm from Mombasa. The railway is considered part of that whole program. And I saw a report recently.
Kenya has a pride of place as one of the countries with the most sophisticated intelligentsia in Africa.
The factors for success haven't changed over time. It's a combination of acquiring a skill, and that's how you should see a degree as, and what you do with it after that. It's a tool at the end of the day. If you get a knife, you can use it to cut things and do something useful with it and become a chef, or you can use it to murder someone and you go to jail, and that's the end of it.
Thank you. So, hey, this is a fancy iPad.
I think the market is big enough for several players, not just two players. M-Pesa's still taking 98% of all mobile money.
Yes.
That's not sustainable in the long run. I mean, you can't continue like that. And so I think new players coming in.
The only thing that stands between you and your dream is the will to try and the belief that it's actually possible. I challenge you to try that in your life going forward. Many times we are always wondering, someone else is responsible. No one will deliver a holiday for you. No one is going to deliver for you that package you're looking for, an education. We start from the same epicenter. And as I travel, I see a lot of the ones that chase their dream and vision achieve the results of what we want.
Next time, Ali, please use just January, not honorable. And I want to thank you again for finally getting Mindspeak to Dar es Salaam.
First things first, am I achieving something within my life? Am I achieving, when I look at external self, what am I achieving? And that's why you say, I've got a BSc degree in this, I've got an MBA in this, because you feel you're achieving, right? At an external level. Then you look at meaning. So I ask you, what's meaning? When you do your work, for instance, you're an accountant, what's the meaning of what I do in terms of transformation? Sometimes you get into jobs, and there's no meaning, some of the jobs you do. You ask yourself, why am I really in this job? There's really no meaning. My challenge is defining meaning in all those ecosystems. Engagement, for instance. How can you be engaged more with your community and with the country? For instance, I am engaged, I feel I'm engaged with the country because I believe I have to be able to make change, because I think engagement at the level, not only at my company level, at a national level, is critical. And also engagement at an Africa level is important, right? But also engagement with your soul is also critical, because that's the moment you feel yourself as centered.
When my dad saw that myself and my brother is called Tim Rimbui, who's worked with Eric as a producer. So when my dad decided to buy us instruments, he bought me a drum kit, and yes, he was in the UK at that time, bought me a drum kit and brought Tim a small keyboard. So Tim actually is the one who started on the keyboards. But as fate would have it, I switched.
How much did that keyboard cost?
This one.
This cost $350.
Yeah. This one, I had to think about it. You know, when I went and bought this one, I just told my wife, you go to the bank and just close your eyes, write an EFT, and then behave as if nothing happened. So.
Welcome to Matters Financial and Geopolitical from a Frontier. Thank you for stopping by. I had quite an excursion over the weekend. Drove about 1,200, well, not me personally, 1,200 kilometers. And let me first show you some photographs I took of the sunset. And this was taken in northern Kenya, beyond 200 kilometers beyond Garissa. We went on a road trip to Garissa, and in fact 200 kilometers beyond it to a village called Saldig. Garissa is located on the Tana River. Most of the inhabitants are ethnic Somali. Livestock production is a significant part of the town's economy. Semi-arid climate. And really was a fascinating and interesting weekend. Of course, there was that terrible terrorist attack at Garissa University. We mustn't forget that. On my road trip, these are some of the photographs that I took. It's tarmacked beyond Garissa, but then we took a dirt road for 70 kilometers off it. We were really well received, I must admit. Enjoyed a lunch in the village of camel milk and goat. This is a map of Kenya to give you a sense of where we were. And essentially, it is camel country. I learned that about 650,000 camels in Garissa County alone, and about 2.5 million in the Northern Frontier District. I'm writing a piece about it and I'll recount it tomorrow. But it really was an extraordinary journey and we were so graciously received. My observations are, which are going to come out in my article, if Abiy and others are serious about stabilizing the Horn of Africa, then the Horn is going to exert a significant pull effect on this part of Kenya. Let me jump to this word of the day, horizon, the visible divide, the visible line dividing earth or sea from the sky, both encircling limit and beckoning edge. Greek horos, boundary, Rob G. McFarlane. In every landscape, the point of astonishment is the meeting of the sky and the earth. And one more home thought, this is shower clouds approaching St. Michael's Mount in Penzance.